From the Oklahoma's Video Studios, I'm Dave Morris. Excited to be talking with my friend Taylor Ketchum. How are you?
Good, very good. It's a nice day today. I
was about to say the same thing. The skies have opened up. It's not the cloudy, dreary, rainy day that we've had earlier this week. Looks like spring. Kids are out on spring break, and what better thing to do than go to Harkins Theaters in Bricktown to catch some movies.
Yeah, spring break's around the corner. It does look like we're going to have some nice weather this week, ending this week, next week, and for some of those schools they even get 2 weeks. It's going to be a nice time, you know what, and a lot of people come downtown, go to Bricktown. It's going to be a fun week at the movies.
As you can tell, Taylor brought some popcorn with her.
Yes.
And that's just among the amenities at Harkins Theater in Bricktown. Harkins Theater, Bricktown 16. So let's hop into it. Zootopia.
Zootopia, it just came out, but this is one that the kids are asking. We're out of school, can we go see this one on spring break? And I can promise the parents they are going to enjoy this movie just as much.
It's getting some good buzz.
There's some good buzz, there's some fun little adult jokes in there that they'll get, but it's one that has a great storyline. It is with the Disney Animation Studio, so it's one you could definitely trust. You know it's going to be great quality. But it's about a little rabbit that become a cop, and the animals that are predators and non-predators live amongst each other in the Zootopia. So it's a great storyline, but kids and adults are going to enjoy it.
You know, we're looking at the clip here from Zootopia, and the sloth behind the DMV, I believe. His coffee mug says, "You want it when?" We had our friends in from the Oklahoma City Zoo earlier this week, and we were talking about Zootopia, just joking around, and she started talking like the sloth, really slow and like that. But so tell me, is this a one-off? Is this a part of a series? Is it a spin-off of something?
It's just really a standalone. It's not like any of the other Disney movies, which from that studio, which is non-Pixar, was originally all the Disney princess movies. So this is one that people are not going to expect, but I think they're really going to enjoy. Of course, it's another talking animal movie, but it's very different. You see the irony that the sloths run the DMV, that a bunny rabbit, which is usually very calm and cuddly, is a cop. And so I think there's a lot of twists on the traditions that people are going to enjoy, but it is just a standalone movie.
Zootopia, a good movie for the kiddos. You still have some other fairs out there for the kids as well right now, right?
Yeah, of course. We always have our play center, which is great, that if the kids are excited and want to come down to Bricktown with you, but maybe you want to see a PG-13 or rated R movie, your kids can actually go to the play center and have a blast. They'll be able to watch movies, play games. Parents get a little pager, so if anything happens, they are alerted. But that way they can go see that movie that they probably wanted to see, and the kids are still getting to enjoy a time out in Bricktown and still get to go to the movies.
Well, that's pretty exciting. What about, what else was just out? Kung Fu Panda, is that still playing?
Kung Fu Panda is still one that if people didn't get to go see when it first came out, you can probably see it as well. It's going to have a little bit less showings, but it is still available at our Bricktown.
What about losers like me that never saw Star Wars? Is that still out, or is that, Dave, you've missed it?
That one you're probably going to have to definitely check out. The showings definitely vary in day to day, but that's one that if you go to harkinstheaters.com and go to Bricktown, you'll be able to see what movies are still showing, because it might have come out a few months ago, but we'll still be doing a couple showings each week.
Gotcha. We're talking with Taylor Ketchum about the stuff you can catch during spring break at Harkins Bricktown. What about Eddie the Eagle?
Yeah, so this one's based on a true story. It's a story that maybe a lot of people don't know, but it is based with a British Olympian who really was just someone that grew up, didn't even think he probably would be able to walk or play sports, but he was determined to go to the Olympics. And so he ended up finding out that his country didn't have a ski jumper. And so he thought, you know what, I'll fill that slot. And because of the way that things qualify, he ended up being the person that qualified because no one was there to fill the spot.
I remember this guy, Eddie the Eagle.
And so it's a really wonderful story. Hugh Jackman plays his coach in the movie. The original, or the main character, is actually the main character from The Kingsman, which a lot of people enjoyed, that came out last year. But it is one of the stories that I think teenagers and young adults are going to really enjoy. Not really so much for the kids, but of course has Hugh Jackman, which a lot of people really enjoy.
I heard that they actually wrote in the character of Hugh Jackman in the real life story. That may or may not have existed, but who doesn't like Hugh Jackman, right? He had coaches helping him, but it wasn't that main character, of course, just to help with the storyline. But it is still based on that true story, very inspirational of how his country went kind of betting against him to supporting him throughout his Olympic journey. Very good. Moving on to some funnier, perhaps more adult fare, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Yes, this one, of course, has the absolutely hilarious Tina Fey in a little bit more of a serious role. She does play a reporter in Afghanistan, but of course she still has that Tina Fey humor. So if anybody's seen the previews, you know that there's a little bit of humor in this serious situation. But she's kind of just stuck in a lull, over 40, doesn't have kids, not in a marriage type of situation, and she goes, you know what, I can take this job from her network. And so she ends up going there and really getting to experience what life is really about while in a very dangerous situation, doing a very dangerous job as a journalist in Afghanistan.
It looks really interesting. I think I read that they shot part of this maybe in New Mexico or something. The studio didn't give them such a large budget for it, but clearly it has the visuals as if you're there in Afghanistan. And she just comes across with such personality in every role that she has.
I mean, there's really not a movie that I think people have seen that stars Tina Fey that they have not enjoyed. She really makes sure that her humor is still there. She's still very true to herself. It's never a movie that you go, you know what, I just really didn't like it. She's really good and knows how to nail those movies on the head.
All right, moving on, Divergent. What's that about?
So yes, the third installment is actually going to be coming out March 18th. Okay. So this is Allegiant, and it is going to be split into two movies, which has been a popular tradition amongst some of these popular teen movies. And what it is they finally are going past the wall, and the wall is what's been keeping them in their community, which is known as Chicago. Little do they know that there is this well-developed, way beyond their years, community out there that's been watching them, and they've been developing their communities to kind of develop the perfect society. Well, of course, things are not going to go well. It has a great cast. It has a great cast. Shailene Woodley is, of course, a rising star. Theo James is also in the film, and this is one that will come out in just a few weeks, but also the final installment will be in 2017. So it's one that people are looking forward to, because the book series did end quite a while ago, so a lot of readers already know how it ends, so they're ready to see it on the big screen.
So that's Allegiant coming soon, the third installment in the Divergent series. And then looking ahead to a movie that'll probably kick off these summer blockbusters, Batman vs. Superman.
Batman vs. Superman, I mean, this is one we are so excited about at Harkins. When it first kind of got previewed at Comic-Con, I think 2 years ago, people realized that it was going to be a new Batman, a different or the same Batman, but then a new Superman. This is really exciting. This is something that people are really, are you a Batman fan? Are you a Superman fan? And they're going at it just like they do with the Avengers. But this is a new storyline, one that they're not going to be expected to see. Yes, it is still based on the comics, but of course to see him back in his original role as Batman, I know a lot of people are really excited about.
I'm looking forward to seeing this too. The trailers look fantastic. The Superman movie I thought was really good. Henry Cavill, or I may not be saying that name quite right. I thought he did a great job with it. Be interesting to see how Ben Affleck does with the Batman.
It's been a few years, yeah.
Yeah, so this will be good stuff. And now this comes out later in March, right?
Later in March. So this is one that, as graduation gets closer, and summer gets closer, this is one that a lot of people are getting really excited about. But you will be able to see it at the end of the month.
Can't help but smell the delicious popcorn that we have here. This is just among the features, though, that Harkins provides, right?
Yeah, I mean, when people go to the movies, they expect really great popcorn, and that's one thing we definitely deliver each time. But we have a lot of people that come in and say, you know what? Can I take some popcorn home? And they just don't want to bring in just the paper bag. So we have our big party popcorn. It's $10, feeds 10 people. I see this stuff go like hotcakes at parties. I know I bring it a lot because it's really easy just to throw in your car. If you're in Bricktown, just swing by. Of course, we always have free parking, so you don't have to worry about looking for a meter. If you just want to come in and grab loyalty items or a big bag of party popcorn, we got you covered.
I joke that it's the pillowcase size, but
yes. I mean, it really probably would be just as comfortable and taste just as good.
She's Taylor Ketchum representing Harkins Theater, Bricktown 16. The website again, harkinstheater.com. All these spring break movies, you can find the trailers on their website, ticket information, and more. Taylor, always great to catch up with you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.